listening to Heroes in the Moment. What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
And today we're bringing you the weekly recap 56.
Let's get it, baby.
Let's
Come on.
get it. We got
Let's
lots
talk.
of news today. DC, Marvel, all kinds of great stuff to discuss, and we're hyped to do it. All right, so first off, we'll start off with DC, because DC is just a rather interesting story going on right now.
Okay.
As always.
As of like the last 10 years.
Facts. All right, so first off, with DC, we have to talk about what the new DCU has got going for it currently, right?
Okay.
James Gunn at the helm.
Yeah.
He's working on doing things. And next year, we are going to receive our first project from the DCU, being Creature Commandos.
This one is going to be a banger.
I'm excited for it. I am excited
Huge
for it.
cast. I've heard
It
nothing but good
does.
things about
and
it.
we're going to go over, we got the official cast list now.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about it,
Let's do it.
for Creature Commandos. So obviously this one we've already known, and this was the only one we'd previously known, and that being Frank Grillo is coming to be Rick Flag Sr.
I'm excited for that.
So hype. And the thing I love about Creature Commandos that I very much respect is the fact that James Gunn casted these people with the mindset that they're going to be the voice actors, but also can translate to live action well, which is brilliant.
They
And
really look
I
like
love
their
that.
parts.
They do,
you
and
know?
I think it's brilliant. The next one is Indiana Varma, and she's going to be playing the bride. I don't know who that is, but the bride.
I don't think I've ever seen her.
She's going to be playing the bride. We got Maria Baklava as Ilana Rosovic. Okay. And then we got Zoe Chow as Nina Mastersky. I don't know. Mastersky? I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Steve Agee as Economist.
Okay.
And then now we got three very
legend.
well-known names. Alan Tudyk, very well known as Dr. Phosphorus. And then, of course, Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother, as G.I. Robot. And I'm assuming he'll be Weasel as well.
Okay.
And David Harbour, my guy,
Yeah.
is coming to be Frankenstein. So stacks
That's
cast
a
from
powerful
the people
team.
we know,
Yeah.
and obviously I assume that James Gunn casting these other people, I'm sure that they're talented as well, and will be do these roles justice.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I'm excited for that. And like we said in previous news episodes, like, I mean, shout out to James Gunn for, getting a good mix of established actors and then, some newers. Yeah, I'm not familiar with all the names, but it just got me thinking, like, just how ballsy James Gunn is. Like, essentially he's trying to save Warner Brothers.
He is.
And with this DC.
Right.
And his first project is an animated series
about monster hunters.
About monster hunters. Like how crazy is that? If you brought on somebody like, hey man, like, we're doing bad financially, we need you to make a banger project. The first thing you do is probably like Batman, Superman. But he's like, dude, this right here.
Yep.
And I think the fans are gonna really love and respect it.
I think they will. And I think the one thing that will show to be different, though, he has said time and time again, Superman Legacy is the launch of the DCU, but Creature Commandos is one of those caveats. It's part of it, but Superman Legacy is still the launch point.
Okay.
So I think Creature Commandos is going to be a nice little appetizer before we get to the main show.
Like the breadsticks.
Right. It's going to be the breadsticks.
Olive Garden or something.
It's going to be the breadsticks before we get to the main course with Superman Legacy, which
All
I'm hyped about. And also with casting rumors, or not rumors anymore, but official casting from James Gunn himself, Skylar Johnson has been cast as Jimmy Olsen in Superman Legacy.
Perfect.
He looks just like him.
Perfect.
I mean, give him maybe some ginger hair and it'd be perfect.
The last time I saw him was like in Night Museum 3.
Night Museum 3?
Yeah, I remember he's partying and Ben Stiller's like, dude, come to London.
See, I think of him in Vacation. I think with the kid who put the bag over his head. That's what I think about every time. And he's just like dying in front of that girl. So funny. Anyway, but yeah,
a great casting.
It's a great casting.
I never even like pictured that.
I didn't. But I'm so excited, and Jimmy Olsen getting the spotlight he deserves.
I'm excited.
I love Jimmy Olsen, so that's hype.
Poor Skyler, he always gets like typecasted as like these really annoying, like young teenage, like late teenager, early 20s,
nerdy kind of teenager or whatever. So this kind of fits, but at the same time, we love Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah,
he's a good.
I think about it, maybe he could play Spider-Man too. Well, if he was younger.
If he was young. Well, I don't know.
He's nerdy.
He's very nerdy. I don't know if I could see him as like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's true.
Anyway, all right, some other stuff going on here. This one is a rather interesting one. Actually, before we get to that one, we'll talk more about James Gunn DCU. Another project coming soon from DCU is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. And it's being eyed that Loki director Kate Herron is possibly being eyed to direct Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow.
Was she season 1?
She was season 1 director. One of them. I'm sure there was many. I don't know what episodes she directed, but I mean, cool. I mean, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, from what I've heard, the comic story, I've not read it personally, but it's amazing. One of the best comics about Supergirl that they've ever done. So that's really cool. And the fact that he's adapting that, super neat.
Yeah.
And it's also being rumored that Riverdale star Lily Reinhart is being rumored to be Supergirl.
Really?
And I mean,
she's uncanny. I heard that one, yeah.
She's uncanny. I mean, she looks just like I imagine Supergirl to be. And even though Riverdale is a show, one of the shows of all time.
It's one of the shows of all time.
Which is weird because season 1 was incredible. I got to say, it was a great season. And then it just went very quickly.
I watched 2 episodes. No, I watched 1 episode and I said, what am I doing with my time here?
Season 1's good. Just stop after season 1.
After season 1?
After season 1, just don't go further.
It gets CW'd after then?
It did. Got very CW'd, which is, it is what it is. But I like Lily Reinhart. She was one of my favorite parts from
she's
Riverdale.
Really dope.
And she's not a bad actress. She's just got bad writers.
No, she has terrible writers.
Terrible writers. But
a bad cast
I think
around
she
her.
would be a good Supergirl, so I'm all for it.
Okay.
All down for that.
Yeah.
All right, now this is a piece that's rather interesting. I don't know if some of you listeners have noticed that on December 1st, Netflix acquired a lot of DC movies. The Batman, Wonder Woman, all the DCEU movies, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, all of these
I didn't
DCEU
notice. I don't have Netflix.
stories went to Netflix.
Okay.
And now it's being rumored that Netflix might be interested in possibly reviving Zack Snyder's DC.
Listen, man, honestly, now that it's on Netflix, I am not opposed to this at all. I mean, hey, if you're as rich as Netflix is and you're looking, I mean, face the truth, they've been really struggling lately to come up with new content ideas,
Right.
They've made big shows, but recently they've just been kind of a little in between stuff. So bring back Zack Snyder.
I'm curious. I don't think James Gunn will approve it. Just because it's too much competition, and I just don't think he will do that.
Yeah.
Because he essentially runs DC. I mean, he's not the CEO of all of DC Comics, but he's the CEO of the development of DC, along with Peter Safran. So I don't see them approving that. But if they was to, I mean, I know Zack Snyder does have a contract with Netflix. I'm interested to see the story finished and to see what he was planning. However, I'm just not a huge fan of Zack Snyder. I've always made that clear. I'm not.
No, for sure.
And it's just, and the fact of what he recently said about Amber Heard and being willing to work with her.
Yeah.
That's really just a stab in the coffin, bud.
Yeah.
And I just personally would be okay not seeing any Zack Snyder movies ever again.
Yeah.
Even though I do love the cinematography, I just hate the writing and the acting.
His writing isn't great. But like you said, Michael, I just really want to see where the story ends.
Right, and that would be nice to get closure.
Unlike,
I would appreciate that.
The people later, one thing he always had going for him was, a cohesive story,
Right.
Even though he put his project together really quickly, it's like they were all building up to something, and we never got that.
No.
I can't really see James Gunn being too opposed to him making these
he's a
movies.
creative guy.
Yeah.
So he's,
continue these. I mean, he's been doing this since 2013, and he was a big reason why, he really helped out Warner Brothers, back then. So I don't know, man. I'd like to see it finished, and then again, if it sucks, you could just blame it on Netflix. And that's the thing. I don't think this is gonna divide the DC fans. I don't think you're gonna have Netflix DC fans, and then.
But then, you got them Snyder fans. I mean, it even made it all the way to Barbie. I mean,
bunch.
Barbie quoted it and was like, the Snyder fans. It's a whole. Fandom,
it's a whole thing,
and I mean, I'm not going to deny Zack Snyder's Justice League is incredible, it's great, but it's so good. But at the same time, just so many of his creative decisions he has done, and then just what all he's said in the past, and I mean, I can't trust this guy. So I mean, I'd like to see the story finish, but I'll leave it.
Yeah,
at that.
well, we'll see. Maybe Netflix will give him more control, which may be either an absolutely terrible thing or maybe
it could be a beneficial thing.
Yeah,
I
we'll
don't know.
see,
But we do know that the last remnant of Zack Snyder's DCEU is coming out this month in Aquaman 2.
Oh my!
So it'll be the last of the DCEU we'll ever see, at least as we know it. So
we'll be doing a movie review on that. Early plug. So if you want to hear us talk about how great that movie was,
or could be. We don't know yet.
I'm hoping. I don't
so.
want to watch
We'll
a bad
see.
movie.
No, we do not. All right, so that finishes up our discussion on DC. Now we're going to move over to Marvel and what they got coming. And Marvel is just really interesting at this point because now it's kind of turned to a point where I'm getting excited for Marvel again.
Yeah.
Based on what it's got next year.
They're back on the come up now.
They are, because when you look at Marvel's slate, they've only got 3 projects coming next year. 2 shows and 1 movie.
I'm excited for that, yeah.
W. And they know what they're doing. And I'm really appreciative. They experimented, got that out of the way, bring us good content again, Marvel.
Yeah.
We're on the bliss. I'm so excited for it. So with that being said, first news we have about Marvel is, and this one's not Marvel Studios, but Marvel Video Games, being we're getting a Blade video game.
A Blade video game,
How interesting is that?
Dude, listen, man. we was playing Fortnite last night, right? And I don't know, we hang out outside of the podcast, believe it or not.
Yes,
but we're playing it, and I opened my phone, and as y'all know, the Game Awards and everything, they're on, and a bunch of companies dropped their trailers. And I'm looking, and it's Marvel and Bethesda. And if you know Bethesda, you know they made Starfield, they made the Fallout games, all that good junk. But I'm watching the trailer, dude, and I'm just thinking like a single player, third person RPG as Blade.
As Blade, man,
would go hard,
that's
dude.
sick.
I mean, personally, I'm down for it.
I mean, honestly, I don't know if they're gonna like do this to compete with Insomniac's Wolverine. But it's still interesting. But I'm excited. I mean, a Blade game, I'll definitely play. Obviously, naturally going to play Insomniac's Wolverine when it drops. But
yeah,
all of this is just really, really cool to get hyped about with the video game world.
It's wild because we haven't heard like any rumors about this. I mean, and they had like what was it, like a minute trailer? It's like how long do you think this has been in production? They kept it under wraps.
Well, honestly, though, like the fact that they have kept it under wraps is awesome. But also, like, not many people are just out of their way searching for Blade.
Yeah,
as he's a lesser known character. Obviously, Mahershala Ali's Blade movie will rise that, but I do think it's pretty cool. And the fact that this is a gaming studio that's not like massive. I mean, they're still pretty big, but not like
they're one of the biggest.
Do you
they're
think
one of the biggest. Yeah, they've made, like I said, I know you haven't played the Fallout games, but like I said, they're probably like a top 10, top 15.
Are they? Okay, well, that's fair enough. But it's pretty neat that they were able to do that. And plus, I feel like it would be easier to keep video games under wraps anyway than like movies and stuff and like different things that could get leaked from potential leakers.
I think it's cool just seeing Marvel like working with different game studios and helping develop their characters, and a lot of times like in the ways their movies can. Like, with
and I
now,
love the fact, I wish Marvel MCU would do this because I think it would be super cool, like similar to what James Gunn's doing and saying that video games related to DC will be canon. That's similar to what Star Wars has done.
Let's bring back Rocksteady. So cool. I know they got their Kill the Justice League coming out, but we can't get into the Batman game. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. But man, the Batman games. I just want another Batman game sometimes, bro. Man.
So
that's
good.
all I want.
But I'm excited. Maybe Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I don't know.
Hopefully, I know they have a battle pass in it. It's gonna be a
battle pass.
Yeah, you haven't heard about that?
No.
So it's gonna be a live service game. So it's gonna have a battle pass, and all the combat focuses on guns. So they're gonna have like mods to the guns, and you upgrade your ammo. And
this is weird.
Also, there's a battle pass for the skins. It's like this is not Rocksteady. Like, look at their other really 3 weird. Batman games.
All right. We'll see what goes on there.
I'm not high on that one.
All right. So next up, we have some more Zack Snyder news. Apparently, Zack Snyder is also interested in doing a Daredevil solo movie. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Zack Snyder. I do like the idea of his cinematography in a Daredevil movie. I think that would work perfectly. But his directing, I'm not so sure about.
Yeah,
but I do want a Daredevil movie.
I mean, I'll watch it.
I'll definitely watch it.
Watch it.
It could be good.
Yeah,
it could not be.
I don't think that Marvel would probably work with him.
No.
But that being said, dude, they get some just weird people making their movies sometimes. So, like people ain't never even made a movie before.
That's true.
Or Sony be getting what's his face be making Morbius. Like I'm like, bro, come on now.
I know.
Most generic, bland junk of all time.
It's a movie of all time.
It's a movie, dude. So I posted on my story the other night.
That.
And somebody in my comments, they commented, it seems that you are missing an adjective. And I replied, I said, no, I'm not. It certainly is one of the movies of all time. And they just didn't get it.
They did not get it?
They didn't get it.
Do I know this person?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't say it, but you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm like, man, stop.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie, you would know.
It's not missing it.
It's one of the movies of all time.
It's one of the movies of all time. And it's certainly coming out.
Yeah.
It's certainly coming out at a certain point.
It's one of the things. I love those.
All right, next up with the Sony universe, and I know it's like minus Spider-Verse, cross Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And minus
I don't even consider them to be even remotely related.
I know.
Like,
it's so weird that they
it's
are.
Like Sony and then Sony.
Yeah, I know.
You know
it's
what
two
I'm
different Sonys, right?
Yeah, it's two different.
It's completely weird how they do this. But anyway, it's certain hype for this one is that a Spider-Man Noir series we talked about is officially moving forward with Punisher showrunner at the helm.
Woo-hoo!
Coming to Amazon. And I think this is incredible. It's definitely going to be darker, I feel. But
I think this is the absolute fattest W like you could imagine. I mean, first of all, like just think about Amazon and their superhero content that they've been putting out like consistently. The Boys and Invincible are top notch, highly rated. People love it, right?
Right.
I mean, Amazon, one thing I do appreciate about Amazon, even though I'm not a huge fan of Amazon, they give their creators just so much control.
And they don't hold back.
Yeah, so it's like the show is like the comics, like surprising how it's supposed to be. So seeing like a black, a noir show with a heavier tone, from Punisher, it makes me wonder like who. I mean, I doubt Nicolas Cage is going to be involved.
It better be Nicolas Cage.
But think about it if he was, because he recently said that he's like, my first TV show I really ever watched was Breaking Bad, like just recently, and now I only want to do TV shows. So it makes me think like,
I want him to be Spider-Man Noir.
Think about it, bro.
I love Nicolas Cage.
And I don't know, bro. Like, I think honestly, man, if I was Warner Brothers, if I was Marvel, dude, I would like license and just like give more content to Amazon.
Oh yeah,
and let them like run wild with their stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's cool.
They've cracked the code for sure.
Yeah,
maybe
that's fire.
And they do say and do little things that I probably wouldn't do.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, obviously, it's more adult in its nature. It's more graphic. But I know you're not a huge fan. I like it a lot. Because I really like violence. I can't lie.
I understand. All right, next one, we got some more Deadpool 3 coming out. The only Marvel movie coming out next year. And that being that it is rumored and been reported that, is it Daphne Keane reported to be in Deadpool 3 as X-23.
She's coming back.
That's sick.
That's really
great.
cool.
That's
she's like,
news.
what, probably like 20 years old, 19 years old now?
I think she's younger than me.
Really?
I think she is. I don't know
you're
how
21?
old she is. I am. I think she's like, I don't know. She may be like 18. I mean, she's pretty young.
Okay. I think
see
that's
if I can
fire.
Google her. But yeah, I mean,
how are they gonna have room for all these people?
I don't know, but I'm hype. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
know,
It better
dude,
be
I'm
a
hype.
long movie.
I'm hype. Have you seen like all the set photos of them fighting?
She's 18.
She's 18.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people, obviously like they're leaking set photos and stuff, and I think it looks fine, but I'm just glad they're doing that because you run the risks of leaks, right? When you shoot outside, people are gonna have their cameras out, but then if you shoot everything inside, like No Way Home, it's like you can clearly tell it's CGI like Endgame because they try so hard to keep it a secret. They don't film outside,
Right.
But
here, and then we're actually going to talk about that. Ryan Reynolds has posted about it. He's like, we want it to be as great and as cool as possible, which is awesome. That's filmed outside of America, as realistic as possible. But he was just like, we, just hold off on the spoilers, hold off on the leaks. We want you to be surprised in the film. But knowing Ryan Reynolds, he has to do a little bit of a spin on it.
Yeah.
So he posted, he's like, for you guys who wanted a couple leak pictures, maybe I could drop a few. And we found out from Ryan Reynolds' leak pictures that Predator's in this film.
Really?
Predator, man, is in the film.
Predator.
We found out that...
Who's Predator?
Predator.
Predator?
Like the Predator, Alien versus Predator.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Predator's in Deadpool 3.
He's not from the same universe. Are you for real?
Ryan Reynolds
I
is
don't
posting
understand.
these leaks.
Oh. So next, like, Mike Wazowski is going to be in the movie?
Well, he posted Mickey Mouse is going to be in this movie, and Deadpool's running away with a bag of money from Mickey Mouse. And
a bag of money.
Yeah, and then we found out Steve
He's
Urkel.
robbing Disney.
Steve Urkel's going to be in this movie.
Who's Steve Urkel?
You don't know who Steve Urkel is?
No.
What?
No, who is
I
he?
didn't do that. Like, what? Like, Steve Urkel, America's nerd? What? Family Matters?
I haven't seen any
I
of that.
didn't do that. What?
I'll look up a picture of
Or
him.
did I do that?
Did I do that?
Did I do that? Like
I
he
probably
breaks and
recognize
super
him if
stuff.
I
Steve
see
Urkel,
him.
man.
I've never seen any of his projects.
It's just Family Matters, the show. You never seen Steve Urkel?
No, I've never seen. What's Family Matters?
It's a great show. I think I have a season over there behind you of it. On my right there it is. Family Matters.
Okay, I've seen him, but I didn't
Steve
know what
Urkel.
his name was.
Yeah,
Steve
you don't know
Urkel.
Steve? Yeah, right there, season 1 of
I
Family
don't
Matters. Right
watch
behind you.
sitcoms.
It's amazing. It's a great show.
Okay,
but he posted a picture that said Steve Urkel's in this movie, and then Hugh Jackman posted back, "Did I do that?" Because obviously that's his catchphrase.
Okay.
So wow, I can't believe I just enlightened you. You have to
Yeah.
go watch Family Matters.
I've watched Perfect Strangers on ABC from the 80s, and then I've watched The Office. Those are the only two sitcoms I've seen.
I love sitcoms.
They're boring and they're
I don't
too
think
long.
they are. I love them.
I like dramas. It's like they're
I
kind of
love dramas
pointless,
too, but I
dude.
love like a Full House. Oh, I could watch that all day. Love Full House, man. It's just it's inspirational.
It's
heartwarming.
Oh my goodness,
It's heartwarming.
bro.
It's America's family. All right, but Deadpool 3, obviously Ryan Reynolds making jokes out of stuff and naturally, but we did find out from a leak, and I'll go ahead and say this because everybody knows it now.
Okay.
Sabretooth is going to be in this movie.
Yeah, no surprise.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a surprise.
Maybe a little surprise.
The big surprising part was the fact that Deadpool's carrying his head off. I mean, Rated R, first rated R Disney Marvel movie. So, you know.
That's going to be... man, I love Sabretooth, but he ain't got no chance against him, too.
No, none chance. So, that's pretty cool. So, I'm excited for that. So, that's pretty much it for Deadpool 3. All right, next up, 2 more pieces of news we have about Fantastic Four. First one being Anya Taylor-Joy is rumored to be a potential villain in Fantastic Four, maybe one of the heralds of Galactus. So, it's kind of cool.
If I was her, like, I mean, she's killing it right now, and she's one of like the best actresses, new actresses out there. She's killing it. If I were her, I don't know if I'd be taking a villain role right now, especially because most of them are like just one and done. If I really wanted to do something within Marvel, like I would vie heavily for like a hero position.
Yeah,
you know, for multiple
movies.
Be an Invisible
Woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But, I mean, that's already casted, but
yeah,
I mean,
that's what I was thinking though. Yeah. Like Invisible Woman. I don't know who else. Like she would have been a better. Actually, she would have been decent Captain Marvel.
She would have been, maybe. Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
I think so.
That's not a perfect fit, but point is, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe something bigger.
I just feel like the villains, bro, it's like they just screw them up.
It depends on what the villain is. I mean, if it's
they'll
big
get Christian Bale, then they'll downplay him. Yeah. Then they'll get the one girl from Marvels. I don't even know her name, and then she's the worst villain of all time.
Yeah,
it's like.
You know, it is.
Yeah.
And then we got a big news. This one I love, and I think it's perfect. And I can't believe I never even thought about it.
Okay.
And that being Cillian Murphy as a potential Doctor Doom.
We've talked about him.
Have we talked about him being Doom? I don't think we have.
We
talked about Mads Mikkelsen. We talked about. So I don't know if we talked about.
I think
Cillian.
we floated his name at
we
least
might
for Doom.
But
we were talking about Mikkelsen, and then Murphy was the other one.
I think Cillian Murphy would be a perfect Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
I think that's an absolute perfect casting. Obviously, this would be a villain that would stay, and he would be perfect.
And knowing him, like, dude, the quality of this project would be really good because he's not just gonna sign on.
No.
I mean, like, he's a very prestigious actor, so he's not gonna sign on for some bum movie with some director we've never heard of. No. It's gonna be like
very big still, but he would be perfect at that role, and I would. That's the one I want. So deliver, don't disappoint me again.
Yeah,
again. All right, and that concludes most of the news we have. We're super hyped for what's to come, and we'll see with that.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, let us know by giving us a download. If you want to stay up to date with all of our news, with all of our announcements, check out our Instagram at Heroes in the Moment.
And we just want to thank you all for listening. And as always, we love you 3000.